And I think we're live. We are. Yes, you are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Flyers Livestream. This week, we've got a great show. We've got special guest Mike Miller-Smith, who's going to talk about the Armchair Airshow, which takes place on Saturday. We're announcing the winner of the Sky Demon competition that's been running on the Flyer Forum. We're going to have a chat about 600-kilogram microlights and how the stars are gently aligning, hopefully, fingers crossed, to make that a really great rejuvenation of recreational flying. Lots and lots of stuff in news, lots of other stuff that I've no doubt forgotten, and everything else. So, going to just try something a little bit different to start with. I am going to play you a video, lasts for about a minute and 6 seconds or something, and it is the video of the Armchair Airshow, which takes place this Saturday. So let's see if we can manage to do this. There we go, and
you can do it.
I miss air shows.
Armchairs, Mike Lee, tuning in.
Mike Lee, display running on time, you're cleared on slot.
Cleared on slot, copy, Mike Lee. Armchair Airshow, Historic 1, checking in.
Mike Lee and Historic 1, over to our flight display director, Mike Miller-Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves an airshow.
Oh, finished too early. Great. Hello. We're back again. We're in a slightly strange order here. Hope you enjoyed that. So today's special guest is Mike Miller-Smith. Mike runs the Airability charity, and I've known Mike for quite a few years. He's an extremely special guy, an extremely persuasive guy. He's one of those people that when he comes in and asks for something, you pretty much ought to just say yes straight away, because he's going to get what he wants in the end anyway. I would absolutely love to have been a fly on the wall when Mike pitched up at the CEA and said, yeah, we want to run a air show for the opening of the Paralympics with a twin, and we want to adapt it and put some fireworks and do it at night. What do you reckon? And I think initially they probably went, no. But Mike made it happen not unexpectedly. Undoubtedly, he was going to make it happen, and they had no choice, really. They should have just said yes straight away. But anyway, so Mike, hello. How are you doing?
Very good. Thank you, Ian. Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure, Mike, as always. So, this air show, what's going on?
Well, I think, as you know, Airability has the real privilege of introducing many disabled people to flight, something we all love. But obviously, when lockdown came, we had to stop. So we tried to think of a way that we could carry on delivering what we do, using the magic of flight to support people and involve the flying community. So we thought, well, let's see if we can run a virtual air show. So, we're lucky to have some great support from the flying community. So put in some favours, get some of those pilots, some amazing, unique video, and it's grown from there to a real sort of global extravaganza.
So 4 hours worth of it.
Yeah, that's right. So actually, we're at the moment working out what we've got to cut because we got so much content. So that's a good place to be.
Oh, wow. So what have you got? What's the highlight going to be?
I think the coolest thing is the space shuttle. So we're going to launch the space shuttle towards the start of the show. Obviously, it'll go into orbit, and then we'll land it at the end of the show. So we've got Mike Lineback, who's the longest-serving NASA launch director, and we got Shuttle Commander Chris Ferguson, who'll be talking us through a landing. So that's really amazing.
Oh, fantastic! So do you pre-record that, or will you be doing that bit live, or?
Yeah, we pre-recorded that bit because of the time difference, but over half the content is live. So we've got pilots joining us from their homes, truly from around the world, Australia, the US, and all around Europe, to show us their amazing airplanes and what they do when they're sat in the hot seat.
Excellent. Presumably, getting to the business end of this, part of running this armchair air show, it's all very well having 4 hours of great fun, but clearly, there's a fundraising element to it too.
Yeah, I think for everybody, times are really tough right now, so there is a fundraising component. So it's great to have some corporate supporters like Aerobytes and Breitling and Naismith and Nats that have helped us put the event together. Planes Team B have been great in giving us footage and producing the event for us. So that helps with the income, and obviously we will try and fundraise during the session with the text to donate scheme, and we're also running a live auction during the show as well. So some of the airplanes, some of the pilots have donated some really unique stuff that is available now, actually. So if you go to the website armchairairshow.com, you can see the running order, what we got in the show. You can go to the auction and see what's being available for auction. There's even some freebie downloads like Zoom backgrounds and things like that. So it's a lot of stuff to look at.
I've just popped your email address up there on the screen for everyone, because I think you mentioned to me earlier that you're still looking for auction prizes in case anyone's got anything to donate. Is that right?
Yeah, thanks, Ian. So if anybody's got anything that is a bit of fun or unique or unusual or aviation related that they would consider donating to help us raise funds, that would be much appreciated. It's a real fight to keep the charity going, just like for many organisations. So this really, really will help.
Yeah. So, I mean, just changing the subject slightly I mean, obviously I've known you for a while now, but we always manage to get together once a year at the Aviators Ball, where occasionally we can say a few words before I've drunk too much, probably. Any news on the Aviators Ball? I don't mean that. I don't drink at all when I go along. Clearly, I just drink the water. Any news on any ideas whether you'll be able to hold it this year or not?
I think having options is the right approach at this stage. So hopefully we can still have a fundraising auction. Maybe we'll have to have a cut down, more relaxed event, or maybe we can have the full event that we're used to at the Sofitel at Heathrow. So it really will be about, I guess, the state of the virus and whether we're in lockdown or we can see anything coming. I think, keeping our options open at this stage, but it'd be lovely to think. I think we all need a good party. So if we could get together, at the end of the flying season, or what would have been the full flying season, and enjoy each other's company again, that would be a really good thing to do.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. So before we go, remind us, when does the Armchair Air Show start? So
it starts at 2:00 this Saturday.
Yeah.
All you need to remember is armchairairshow.com.
Yeah.
And you can look at the running order now. You can look at the auction now, go there 5 minutes before on Saturday, and you can see it through the window there on YouTube or on our Facebook page. So lots of options, which is good for the big TVs these days that can show YouTube, so you can turn up the sound and enjoy it in your living room.
No parking queues, no queues for greasy chips, no worries about crowds, no worries about weather, no worries about
the weather will be perfect. Nothing's going to go tech. So, we can guarantee the Vulcan, for example.
Brilliant. Amazing. Well, thank you very, very much for coming along, Mike. It's been an absolute pleasure, as usual. I look forward to catching up with you sometime soon. And if I don't see you, if there is no ball, then I'll somehow see you before that anyway. And again, thanks for coming along. And for everyone, Armchair Air Show, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, not 4 o'clock at all. 2 o'clock. Armchairairshow.com on Saturday. Okay. Thanks very much, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks all.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Mike.
So we're back, the three of us, and now it's time for the competition, I believe. See if I can. There you go. That's better. Let's take Mike's little thing off. Over to you, Dave.
So this competition dates back to the start of lockdown, when we were all very frustrated about not being able to go to flying. And we thought one thing you could do is plan a flight, plan a great flight. So we ran the competition for people to submit what would be a good flight, their dream flight, but they had to plan it as well. We didn't just want an idea. We wanted a proper plan, a line on a chart, which could be on SkyDemon, which is how most people submitted in the end. And it had to contain a plug, and it had to contain a weight and balance calculator, which immediately rules out one of our team. So anyway, At the end of this competition, we have a great prize. Thanks to Sky Demon, they're going to give a year's subscription to whoever wins it. Obviously, a lot of people have already got a Sky Demon subscription, so they'll get another year free. And the winner is a chap called Ivan Mia, who's a member of the Seething Flying Club, and he was planning to fly with his mate Mike from Seething, which is in Norfolk, to a place called Tivat in Montenegro. Montenegro is a long, long way over Europe. Apparently, it's a very beautiful country, and the reason for Ivan wanted to go there is it has a half share in a property there. So it's going to be an expensive flight in one of the club aircraft. They're going to make several stops along the way, including spending a bit of time in Italy. They might find it difficult to leave Italy because it's such a nice place. And then get to Montenegro. They haven't yet planned the route back, and they're looking for suggestions. Anyway, Ivan's the winner. He'll get the prize, and we've already been in touch with him.
Fantastic.
So that's it.
Oh, we've already been in touch with him. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So it shouldn't come as a surprise on here.
Perfect. Matt Dearden was going to enter, but he couldn't find Papua on the chart list.
Yeah, or a weight and balance for a PC6.
You have to do a weight and balance for a PC6. It's like a 182, isn't it? It's just...
If it fits, it's okay.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent. So thanks very much for that. Next thing up is the 600 kilogram microlight opt-out thing, which was news that was announced this week. So I'm just going to briefly chat about that for a little while. If you go to Flyer's YouTube channel, you'll see a video that I recorded yesterday afternoon talking to Steve Slater of the LAA and Jeff Ward of the BMAA. Effectively, the UK has decided to take advantage of the opt-out that EASA created and to nationally regulate aircraft up to 600 kilos, which they've agreed they're going to call microlights. So we ought to have a simpler system of certifying and approving those, although the certification standards still need to... Anyway, apart from all that boring stuff, throwing stuff, I need something to fiddle with. Give me another pen. There you go. Apart from all that boring technical stuff, there's an opportunity to have a whole load of new aircraft, to have access to a whole load of new European aircraft that already exist, to have, alongside the new licensing rules where 3-axis microlight hours will count for various portions of your flight. So all in all, a massive opportunity. But that said, there are still a few hurdles that we need to jump over and things that need to get in line first. So we could, I kind of, the way I see it, the opportunity is ours to lose. It's there. We can make something really good, or we can allow it to just get a little bit fuzzy at the edges. And I'm pretty sure after speaking to Steve and Jeff that they're both committed to make this work. And I understand the CEA is equally committed to make it work. So far, everybody I've spoken to has been really positive about it. And they're expecting to see the first fruits of their labor by February 21, which is not actually that far away. So we're not talking like a 5-year project here. So I think that's a pretty spectacular advance, quite significant. And we'll see, we ranked alongside things like SSDRs and self-declared medicals, both of which were tough to see.
Yeah.
Anyway, so enough of that. Go and watch the video if you're interested in it. And while we're on that video thing, if you're on YouTube, give us a like and subscribe and all that stuff. I know. What are we talking about now? The news. Right. Before I hand over to Ed for this, I was just going to say, yesterday I was looking at one of the publications we know in the US called Plane and Pilot. And on the 17th of June, I thought they'd got the date mixed up and it should have been the 1st of April, because they were announcing that Cubcrafters were going to build that thing in the background that Ed's looking at now, the nose wheel Cub, which is interesting, to say the least. I'm gonna hand over to Ed to talk about the Cubcrafters nose wheel Cub for a little while.
You don't see potential in it. And look how happy this is. This is a happy aeroplane. It's smiling. It's so happy. So Cubcrafters just before Oshkosh last year announced that they were developing what was called the NX Cub, which is their X Cub with a nose wheel. The design had been in work right from the start when they designed X Cub, and obviously X Cub came to the market. They developed the program in secret. and it was just announced, and it was already certified, and it's on the market for I think about $333,000.
How much?
Well, a new aeroplane. So it's 180 horse, and
Did you say 300?
$333,000. It's fine.
$333,000 for a Cub with a nose wheel.
No, it's 338,000 for a Cub with a nose wheel. But anyway, so put your concerns away, because basically by putting a nose wheel on it, and a really sturdy one at that, they've seen an opportunity, and I think they've created a niche. Where, and if you look at the United States, I think it's 15% of pilots over there have got a tailwheel rating. And most of the backcountry style aeroplanes are tailwheel, so they're taking a really capable aeroplane and opening the market massively. And a whole bunch of different people have flown the NX Cub since Oshkosh last year. Dave Hirschman, Mike Patey, Kevin Quinn. And they've all been really, really complimentary about it. And it is, you can take off shorter than the tailwheel equivalent. You can land shorter because you can get on the brakes. And and if you buy it in nose wheel format, it comes with the tailwheel stuff built in. So you've always got the option of changing it over. But and it's a Cub. It's fast. It's 150 mile an hour cruise and 800 miles range. I think it's going to be a success. When they launched it last year, they took 11 orders on the first day of Oshkosh. So I know you don't like it. I know you find it ugly, but it's a happy aeroplane, and anything that adds a few more people having fun has got to be a good thing, right? And it's marginally pretty nose wheel more. So
yeah. And I can understand it. I can understand wanting to go to a nose wheel on an aircraft like that. I mean, I had a tailwheel aircraft once. And there were days when I wouldn't fly because the crosswind was just a bit too sporting. So, on those days, the nose will come into its own.
Yeah.
It's also a certified aircraft as well, isn't it, Ed?
It is. It's not. They still haven't EASA certified it yet, though. I think that's kind of in the wings. But it is FAA certified and has been from the day it was launched. So there's a chance we could see it over here. But Cub crafters have a reputation for making really fantastic aeroplanes. Their quality is second to none. And this is they actively go after opportunity. And this is you may not like it, but it's going to sell some airplanes, and selling airplanes is good.
I agree. Selling airplanes is good. Getting people out there having fun is good. There are all sorts of good things about it, but no, not really. No.
But it's so happy. Look at it.
I know. I mean, what they really should do is just give one of those to Mike Patey, give one of those to Trent Palmer, give one of those to a whole load of people, and make them fly around in it for a year.
That's $1 million of marketing you just spent there.
Yeah, it's not my money though. I mean, no, mate, it's real conversation. It's not spam.
I can see this is definitely one of these things that has polarized the comments.
It's not like Marmite. It's not like half the people like it and half the people don't. It's like you're the one who likes it, and most other people. Are you gonna turn your RV8 into an RV8A now?
No, don't talk nonsense. No.
Okay, enough of that thing. Dave, would you like to chat for a second about Wingley while I just get changed?
Sure. Wingley, the flight cost sharing platform, which is not not an air taxi thing. It's where ordinary private pilots can go on, advertise themselves as offering a flight, and people sign up and pay a share of the costs. It's not a profit-making thing. Anyway, Wingley recently raised $3 million. Imagine raising $3 million in today's climate. Euros. $3 million in today's climate. They've raised that, and they're going to expand their presence both in the UK and France and Germany, where they're most active. But they're also going to launch Wingley Pro, which is a proper broker service for air charters, so air taxis. private jets, that kind of thing. But you could say, there's been a lot of dispute about Wingley. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? But their safety record is pretty good, and people seem to enjoy it. It's good for general aviation in that it makes it possible for pilots to fly a bit more, sharing the cost, and it introduces new people to flying. All that seems pretty good to me. What do you? I know Ed. You're a bit of a supporter of it as well, aren't you?
Yeah. No, I think it's.
I think our tech guy is busy somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right. Hello, Ian.
Hello.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I couldn't quite get my bows to work properly with this.
Right.
So I'm wearing the what's it called? It's the TFS Tec9 Face Shield. This is Tec9's face shield, which is expected to which Poulis has the sole UK distributorship. This is basically aimed at flight schools as a way of getting people back flying and maintaining a little bit of PPE type protection in the cockpit. It retails for 47 quid, 45 quid, sorry, 45. And I assume it's meant to be worn by both people in the cockpit. Mine only arrived yesterday morning, and it's been raining ever since. So my plan is, as soon as I can next week, to take it out and go flying. It kind of makes me sound a little bit like a character from one of those movies. Which movies? Is that like I don't know, one of those science fiction type movies. That's a bit weird. The good thing is it's light. It's actually not uncomfortable. Because of the shape here, this bit doesn't fog up, so you can still see clearly. It doesn't really impinge on anything that you can see, so the visibility is still great. I'm not entirely sure that the microphone is going to work down here, and I'm pretty sure that it won't work there. But I'll go flying with it. It might make me sound a bit like Brides because their radios are rubbish as well. That'll be a surprise for them, won't it? But anyway, so this is the Tec9 thing. Look forward to a full test of that. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope. I mean, frankly, we need to get flying schools flying again. People need to get checked out on for club rentals. People need to get everything. We need to get it all going again. So, while clearly I would prefer to go flying if I were a student, I prefer not to have to wear this. But if wearing this means that I can go flying, I can get some training, I can revalidate, I can get checked out on a club aircraft or whatever, then that's certainly a price I'd be happy to pay. So at least I think so far. I need to go flying with it next week and find out. So report back soon. Thank you very much. Let me take this off.
As Paul says, student pilot, I am your father.
Is that a reference to the film or something?
There is a signal from the CEA that flight training could be on its way back. They just today announced that they're about to restart exams and tests for commercial pilot license, CPLs, and instrument ratings. So that kind of signals that things are about to come back. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so I think Martin Robinson a couple of weeks ago posted on here saying that it was something to do with they were looking towards the beginning of July, 4th of July or something. We might hear something. So it would be a good thing. What else have we got going on in the news? Looking over there, some Airfield news. The deteriorating state of Old Sarum. I don't know much about that.
Well, it's just there's quite a lot of people who care about the hangars to the World War I hangars at Old Sarum. They are listed buildings, but it's difficult to force anybody to look after them. But there's also a story out this week that the owners, the guys who run Old Sarum, which is now closed to general aviation, but the people who run Old Sarum, they've got a legal suit against a neighbour who used to live next door, used to work next door, and operate heavy machinery. They reckon it's damaged to hangars, so they're suing for £3 million to try, and they reckon that will pay for the damage to the hangars. The other bit of news about airfields is a real shock. A local council has given planning permission to an airfield to build something. In this case, it's Bedfordshire, who have allowed Little Staunton they've got planning permission to build a new hangar for a company called IAE, a maintenance company currently based at Cranfield. Great guys. They're going to move to Little Staunton fairly soon once the hangar's built. That's it on the airfield news.
I was just I'm a little bit remiss because I should have got this little share screen thing up for some a new aircraft that Ed spotted. So you're going to have to bear with me just for a little while I find this. This slick professionalism is ridiculous, isn't it? It's
I can't remember what I spotted now.
pretty sure that the BBC won't be phoning me. Let's have a look. What have we got here? There you go. That's got that bit there. Let's share that screen again there. Do that. No, not do that. Do that. There you go. Look at that. That is, I have to say, astoundingly beautiful. Just amazing. I'm talking about the village, not the airplane. What is it?
It's something that's been in the pipeline for a while. It's the Diamond DA50, which was unveiled at Aero a few years ago in fixed gear format, and they've continued to evolve the design. It's now got retractable gear, and it's obviously powered by the Continental. I can't remember it's the 300 horsepower Continental Aero diesel. I can't remember the model name, but this is I think a long time ago you flew the DA50, didn't you?
I did. It was like it was bare inside. It was just like bare carbon fiber, but that had the smaller Continental diesel engine in at the time. Might not have even been Continental at the time, but it was once it got up and in the cruise, it was fine. But it was took a while to get there and quite a lot of runway.
A little bit underpowered, but this is it's the first design that's been really kind of polished under the Chinese ownership, and the aeroplane that they've been showing the last couple of years has been moving on and on and on, and this one I think they posted on social media to say that they'll be making the official launch announcement next week. So hopefully we'll look forward to getting in the air and testing that at some time. But the 62 DA62 twin, we were all a bit skeptical about at the time, but that's gone on to be a real success. People going, oh, do we need another big twin? And actually, the 62 has been a success for Diamond. So
yeah, I presume this is Diamond's. This is Diamond's attempt at taking away market share from Cirrus. That's the kind of niche, isn't it? A high performance single, retract, 300 horsepower.
Yep, you can see that. So and they build a good product. So it's a good competitor.
Yeah, and I think I can't remember. I guess we'll find out more details next week. They were talking about having some kind of partial pressurization, weren't they? For a while.
With Chinese owners and a factory in China, they could be thinking of the Chinese market as its main attraction, main market.
Almost certainly.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Adrian, for your offer to help us without your quarantine restrictions. Okay, let's just move that over there. Go back here. Ed, what's going on at Oshkosh? I saw something on the web the other day.
Oh, well, there's been ever since Oshkosh, the plug was pulled on that event by Jack Pelton. There's been lots of people talking on forums and the internet saying, "Oh, COVID's not going to stop us. We're going to go to Oshkosh and we're going to park up in the parking and we're going to camp and walk around Boeing Plaza." And I think EAA and the airport authority there realised that they were going to have to do something because Americans, when they get an idea in their head, go, we're probably wrong with it, and they published some notes saying that actually, if you're planning to turn up at Whitman Field during the week that would have been AirVenture, you can't camp, you can't park anywhere where you would normally access for Oshkosh. You can access the FBO ramp, and they've suggested that if you want to camp, you can come and camp on the FBO ramp. But really, it's It's like, don't try and come to Oshkosh and try and make your own mini event, because none of the support facilities are in place. The museum's going to be closed. No one's applied for any of the permits to do any of the camping. So, yeah, we have to accept that it's not going to happen. So.
It's not going to happen. Can I just say one other thing that's not going to happen? I mean, at the moment, we're all assuming that the LAA rally will go ahead in September. But if for whatever reason that is called off, and we don't know at the moment, but if for whatever reason that is called off, it will definitely not. I will definitely not be flocking to Northampton to spend a weekend in a field there. So,
yeah, but at the moment we remain hopeful that it's going to go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. We've just got to the end of half an hour, so I don't know if there's anything else in the news we wanted to jump in about the 11 scholarships announced by BWPA. We got a bit there.
You just done it.
There you go. One thought, that's all looking a little bit slightly not good at the moment, I think.
Yeah, they want to park cars there, and the company that's wanting to park cars is getting 50p per car. But there's around about 1 million cars they want to put there, so that's actually quite a lot of money. It's quite attractive to the airfield owner, as you can imagine.
I can imagine there's not a huge amount that you have to do if you park. Someone comes along, parks the cars, and just pays you every week.
That's it. Yep, just make sure no one nicks them. That's all.
Yeah, we should get into the flying to the car park business. Fly a car park. No, okay. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for coming along. Thank you for joining us. Come and join us next week. If you got a chance, give us a like on Facebook and a thumbs up on YouTube. Subscribe. Come back next week. Have a good one. Which airfields are open? Fiona McCaskill was asking. It's quite a lot of airfields beginning to open, although there's quite a lot of restrictions with them as well. And it's a bit of a moving feat at the moment.
What we can say there is, if you go to the Flyer website and go to the forum, there is a thread on the forum where people are identifying airfields that are open and what state they're in, whether they've got food available, etc. So go to the Flyer forum. Good thread there.
Okay, I'll just bring Mike in. There you go, Mike. You still there? Good.
Right. Still here. Join the show.
So don't forget, everyone, Armchair Air Show on Saturday, 2:00. And thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you all next week.
Great stuff.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.